All right, welcome to Talking Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk about the Bitcoin miners. More specifically, I want to talk about the fact that the price action on the Bitcoin miners, in my opinion, has been broken for about the last 6 weeks. So I'm going to go through and show you an analysis of why I think it's broken, and then we'll see where we go from there. Just so you know, I will put chapters. I'm going to try to go through the majority of the Bitcoin miners. So if you have one in specific you're interested in, you can check the chapters below, but I recommend you watch the whole video to put everything in context. Okay, so I'm going to start out by talking about Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin on the 15-minute time frame. So as always, there's an orange line where Bitcoin was when the U.S. equity markets closed yesterday. So you'll see right now, early in the trading day, we've just gone above that. Bitcoin is now on this 15-minute candle a little bit above where it was at yesterday's close. So theoretically, if these were trading perfectly in tandem, the Bitcoin miners would be virtually flat or maybe a little bit in the green today, whereas in reality, at the moment, the board is mostly red. Now, it has been recovering, so it could potentially be that this board ends up green today, but I'm not looking at this one day. I want to show you a short-term trend, really a 4 to 6 week trend, where it seems like the Bitcoin mining stocks have broken down in this short period of time, and I think they are due for a major catch-up. So if I zoom out to the one-day time frame, I'm just going to circle a couple of areas. The last couple of weeks, Bitcoin's been trading inside of this circle right here. So you can see this is between like 27,000 and just under 29,000. Okay, if I go back 4 to 6 weeks, you're going to see Bitcoin was trading more along the $23,000 to $25,000 range. So there has been a clear increase in Bitcoin over the course of the last 4 to 6 weeks, and it's trading somewhere on the average about 10% higher or more than it was. But if we look at the Bitcoin miners, you're going to see a lot of those are not following that at all. In fact, most of the Bitcoin miners, I think there's only one exception, maybe two. Most of them are actually trading at a price lower right now in this circle than they were trading 4 to 6 weeks ago when Bitcoin was down here trading in this circle. So Bitcoin's gone up 10%, and almost every single Bitcoin miner at the same time has gone down. Some of them have gone down significantly. You can also support the channel by hitting the join button on the YouTube page. It's right next to the subscribe button. Membership has its privileges. There's a lot of members-only content ready and waiting for you should you choose to join. It's only $5 a month. We also have a once-a-week members-only live stream. That is happening today, Tuesday. And we also have a members-only Discord so we can keep the conversation going 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So thank you again to all of the supporters, and we'd love to have you join us. Okay, so I'm just going to start with Bitfarms. I have a blue line on each one of these charts that we're going to look at, and I have a green line as well. The blue line goes back to last month. So that was the high for that Bitcoin miner in the month of February. And again, remember, in February, we were trading between $23,000 and $25,000. Here at the end of March, we've been trading between $27,000 and $29,000. These stocks are down significantly. I'll also show you a green line from last August. That's the last time Bitcoin was trading at $25,000. Most of these stocks are down even considerably more versus last August. This is a longer-term trend, but in addition to that, it has escalated in the last 4 to 6 weeks. So if I look at Bitfarms, in the time that Bitcoin's up somewhere 8 to 10%, Bitfarms is down 30%. So that makes no sense. That's a very large variance from what could be a one-to-one correlation, and in fact, what we expect to be actually a leveraged play. So, when with Bitcoin up 8 to 10%, you might expect to see Bitfarms or any of the other Bitcoin miners up 20% or 30%. Instead, you're seeing Bitfarms down 30%. So again, this is just in the last month to month and a half. So something's broken down in the last short period of time. I will say, as we go forward, understand the difficulty level has increased. So as the difficulty level increased, the cost per Bitcoin does go up a little bit, but it has not increased by any means to the proportion that we should see this type of activity. So I'll show you that later, and you guys can make that adjustment in your mind to see where you think that should be. So for Bitfarms, if I go from last August when Bitcoin was at $25,000 until now when Bitcoin's trading at around $27,000, Bitfarms is down 63%. So that is a massive, massive pullback in the stock. while at the same time, Bitcoin's about 10% higher. So again, you've got to try to figure out, are there reasons that account for that difference, or are these stocks right now just underpriced? Please remember to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. Also hit the notification bell because news is coming out all the time, so you want to get notified every time we put out a new video. Okay, same analysis for HUT. From the middle of February, HUT is down 36%. So in the time that Bitcoin, again, is up 8 or 10%, HUT is down 36%. So that is from just 4 to 6 weeks ago. And then again, if we measure it from last August when Bitcoin was at 25,000, you're going to see it's down 56%. So both of these are gigantic moves to the downside. Okay, so now I'm on HIVE blockchain. If we go to HIVE blockchain, same thing. If we look 4 to 6 weeks ago, you're going to see HIVE blockchain is now down 32% in the same period of time that Bitcoin is up a couple of $1,000 or 8 to 10%. Okay, and then if we go back from last August, HIVE is down 61%. So you can see so far these three have been very similar. Now these three miners are based in Canada. I don't know if there's some correlation as to why these three are moving similarly, but I think you're going to see as we continue through the list, most of them look just like this. There are 2 or 3 exceptions. Okay, so if I move to CleanSpark, same thing. If I look at the change in price over the last couple of months, CleanSpark is down 33%. Then if I go from last August, CleanSpark is down 62%. So once again, massive moves to the downside versus Bitcoin. So the two periods that I'm measuring basically are over the last 4 to 6 weeks and then over the last 9 or 10 months. So in both of those time frames, it just seems to get worse. Okay, next is RIOT blockchain. RIOT is the largest by market cap, RIOT and Marathon. And I think you're going to see those are 2 of the only ones that have behaved a little bit differently. Not that they're behaving great. Right now, if we compare from about 2 months ago until today, RIOT is actually up almost 3%. And at the same time, again, Bitcoin is up 8 to 10%. But at least RIOT is positive in that time frame. I'm not sure that any others are positive. There's a couple more that are somewhere in the neighborhood of 0. Everything else you're going to see is dramatically down. So RIOT from last August until now is down 23%. So you can see RIOT is behaving much better than the other ones that we've looked at so far. RIOT is the biggest market cap of all. Marathon is the second biggest market cap of all. I think those two within the Bitcoin mining industry have been a flight to safety for most of the investors. They have a lot more institutional investing going on with them. So those two are the strongest performers, but you can see they're really still underperforming versus Bitcoin directly, never mind being a leveraged play on Bitcoin over these periods of time. Okay, here's Marathon, same thing. From the middle of February until the end of March, you're going to see that Marathon's down about 18 or 19%. So not quite as bad as most of the rest of the group. And then if we go back to last August, we're back to our 63% scenario. So again, over 60% down. CIFR, which is the third largest Bitcoin miner by market cap, this is the last one of the 3 that are behaving well. So you can see even it's down about 13 or 14% from February to March. So again, Bitcoin's up 8 to 10% and CIFR's down 13 or 14%. So still lagging behind, but one of the better performers relative to the other Bitcoin miners. And then from last August until now, only down 33%. Most of them have been more in the down 60% area. So that's RIOT, Marathon, and CIFR. Those are the top 3 performers. RIOT by far so far has performed the best, comparatively speaking. Okay, now here we go again. Iris Energy. This is actually the worst one yet. Iris Energy is down 47 or 48%. Just from February until March of 2023. So somewhere in the last 6 weeks, as Bitcoin has gone up 8 to 10%, Iris Energy is down 48%. So you can see this starts to get disastrously bad. Now, as measured from last August of 2022, we're right back in that 60% area. So that number is fairly consistent. It's just the performance of Iris Energy over the last 6 weeks has been particularly bad, even worse than most of the rest of the other Bitcoin miners. Okay, BitDigital, stock ticker BTBT. This is down about 26 or 27% over the last 6 weeks. So again, Bitcoin up 8 to 10%. BitDigital down 26 or 27%. And then from last August until now, this is actually one of the better performers, down only 36%. But again, Bitcoin's up 8 to 10%, and BitDigital's down about 35 or 36% in that time. Okay, so Greenidge is another one that you'll see has had a catastrophe over the last 6 weeks. Greenidge is down 63% over the last 6 weeks. At the same time, Bitcoin's been up 8 to 10%. So this stock is performing very, very poorly. I would caution everybody, please do your due diligence on each one of these stocks because every one of these Bitcoin mining companies has a different business model, a different philosophy, and a lot of changes have occurred to these companies over the course of the last several months. These are dramatic moves to the downside at a time when Bitcoin is only now finally starting to get healthy. You would think that the Bitcoin miners would be participating in these gains, but a lot of them, particularly in the last, again, 4 to 6 weeks, a lot of them have been moving in the wrong direction. So there's been an absolute divergence between Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners over the last month and a half. The question is that going to self-correct and we're going to see big improvement in the Bitcoin miners, or is this turning into a permanent situation? Okay, so in order for this video not to go on forever, I'm going to stop there, but you're going to see that Argo Blockchain, Stronghold, Mawson, DigiHost, all of these are basically behaving in the same manner. All of them are down significantly from their highs of just February, which was 4 to 6 weeks ago, and even more significantly from last August, the last time Bitcoin was trading at $25,000. So I have been averaging in on some of these. Of course, this is not financial advice, so you guys have to do your own due diligence and see if you think there's any opportunities in here, but these are some pretty drastic differences between the behavior of Bitcoin and the behavior of the Bitcoin miners. And over time, mostly this tends to correlate, or the Bitcoin miners tend to be a leveraged play on the Bitcoin. So in this instance, they've been an inverse leveraged play, which is not how this typically plays out. That has not happened in the past, and the few times that it has self-corrected. That doesn't mean it's going to correct itself this time. So that becomes the question going forward. Which one of these are going to be the winners and which ones are going to be the losers, if any? So please be very careful. You can see all of these stocks that we're talking about, all the Bitcoin mining stocks are exceptionally volatile. So be careful investing. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have not yet, please smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.